about is the lie that these TikTokers are selling y'all. See, TikTok is funny because this is definitely the biggest change that TikTok has brought into the game is the sense of being an overnight success at scale. This idea that you can just get famous, get rich overnight. And a lot of people are feeding into that. Just a quick search on TikTok. So a lot of people sharing their stories about how they've made $20,000 in 2 months, $40,000 in 2 months. There was definitely a big trend last year of, when TikTok Shop was popping. Oh, I made $100,000 on TikTok Shop and you can too. And this applies on other platforms as well. Don't get me wrong. But these TikTokers got to be stopped. These TikTokers got to be stopped because they are selling you a lie. And if you ever see a content creator selling this, making videos like this, please go to their bio, see if they got a course. If they got a course, you know for a fact they're scamming. At the very least, they're grifting. At the very least, they are grifting. I think the reality with content creation is it is ultimately a slow grind. It is a slow grind. This idea of being an overnight success is the biggest myth in content creation. A lot of your favorite content creators did not make it even in a year. It takes years to work on this craft. It takes a level of dedication and discipline that a lot of you guys just do not have. And maybe you do, but it's not just going to be 2 to 3 months. It is going to take years because a lot of y'all are starting from scratch. A lot of y'all do not have the capital to hire an editor, to hire a thumbnail designer, to hire a producer out the gate. So a lot of y'all are doing this by yourselves in the beginning. It takes a minute to learn how to edit. It takes a minute to learn how to be good in front of the camera. It takes a minute to learn how to design thumbnails. These are all individual skills that people get paid for, but you as a person who's just starting out, you just got to learn all these skills by yourselves and you just got to deal with it. You just got... AI has helped a little bit in this discussion. Short form content has, lowered the barrier a little bit, but ultimately you still got to know how to do a lot of these things. You got to work on a lot of these things. And at the end of the day, there is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. And I'm going to be honest, you having expectations of making 20 to 30K in a couple months is actually setting you up for more failure. Because by the end of those 2 months, even on TikTok, when you have 1,000 followers, because TikTok is honestly much harder to grow on now than ever before. When you end those 2 to 3 months implementing all the things that this guru told you to, and you end up with 1,000 followers, every video getting 500 views at most, and you ain't made a lick off of anything, maybe $5 because someone just donated you a fucking rose, you are going to be upset. But in reality, I think it is important to just temper your expectations. Temper your expectations and also just enjoy the process. Enjoy the process of learning. Enjoy the process of making content. And if that's not the mindset that's going to help you, I think the main thing you should be doing in the beginning is just discipline. Working on your discipline, showing up to work every single day. I think one of the things that kill a lot of beginner content creators is being perfectionists. Not putting out content unless it's good enough. And then you go on your channel and you haven't uploaded a video in 2 months because you've just been sitting on your ass working on this one video or not working on this one video, right? When in reality, you just gotta put in the reps in the beginning. That is the main thing you gotta work on. Put in the reps. Don't worry about nothing else. Don't worry about analytics. Don't worry about the views you're getting. You know what I'm saying? It's similar to basketball. When you're starting out playing basketball, I don't care what you're doing in game. You just got to start somewhere. You just got to show up to the games. You just got to show up to practice. And then over time, we can worry about how to improve this, how to improve that, how to add a bag to your game, how to work on your free throws, all of that. We can work on that once we get there. But in the beginning, you just got to show up to work. And content creation is the same thing. There's a lot of self-discipline involved in this. That's what people don't tell you about. There's a lot of free labor involved in this. There's a lot of self-learning involved in this. There's not a lot of hand-holding as well. And that's the thing that to me makes content creation hard. This is a field where you need to learn by yourself. And there's also no hand-holding. That's what they don't tell you about being self-taught in anything, really. That's why people pay for higher education. That's why people pay for courses. Is to have this structured level, this structured way of learning, so that there's a financial way of holding you accountable for. There's this person, there's this expert teaching you how to do things. Then people always praise, you can find anything on the internet. This is why college isn't needed. I know I'm going off a different tangent here now. But I'm telling you, if you have ever tried to learn something on your own, if you have ever even tried to buy a course, because I've tried to buy computer science courses on Udemy. And what I've found, and I think statistically this is the case as well, people buy a course, they stick to it for a couple of days, they stick to it for a week. But the completion rate to the end of the course, because apparently a lot of the knowledge is at the end of the course. A lot of people don't complete courses on Udemy. And that's a course, let alone teaching yourself something to its fullest degree. You know what I'm saying? So I think, to me, that just speaks to how lack of a discipline a lot of people have. And I'm telling you, these people that are selling y'all on this lie that, if you just start content creation today, you don't even need a big platform. You just need a couple thousand followers and TikTok shop and you're going to be making $10,000. That shit is a lie, bro. That shit is a lie. I think it's fine to take advice from content creator gurus, but similar with a lot of content, you got to weed out the bad actors. You got to know who's authentic. You got to know who's credible. You got to know about where people are coming from. You got to know about biases, right? You got to know about a lot of these things. You got to know a lot about these things. Because ultimately, people are allowed to make whatever content that they want. And there's a level of accountability that needs to be held for the viewer for believing in whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? The beauty about content creation is a lot of it is unregulated information. Theoretically, people shouldn't be silenced on social media. But that also puts a lot of the onus on the viewer to, again, weed out what's good information, what's bad information, who's lying, who's not. That's on you. That's on you. It is now more on you than ever because of how content creation has democratized information.